Find a job you enjoy doing, and you'll never have to work a day in your life. This Mark Twain's quote sums up Carol Yaffa Borrison's passion for real estate business. She enjoys it so much that it doesn't feel like work for her. Carol loves the innovative side of real estate as well. For sellers, the process of transforming a house to prepare it for sale is both creative and invigorating to her. And for buyers, the process of brainstorming ways to turn a non ideal house into a dream home brings her immense pleasure and joy. She is committed to client satisfaction, and it drives her to work diligently on every transaction. As a top real estate professional with thorough knowledge of buying and selling property, she can help buyers find the best home which meets their needs and sellers to maximize their proceeds. Her expertise is in her helping her clients fully explore their options and to feel confident about their choices. She is dedicated to giving you the personalized guidance you need every step of the way. Meet Carol Yaffa Borrison. Hello, Carol. Good morning. Welcome to India Parent Magazine.
Thank you so much, Meena. Thanks for having me.
It's all a pleasure. And I was wondering, Carol, why, just tell us a little bit about yourself before you say why you're into real estate. I would like to know more about you.
Sure. So I was raised in Denver, Colorado, where my mom was actually a realtor for a bunch of years when I was a kid. And, that's probably where my loves first started. I was the kid who loved looking at houses with their mom. I don't know how many other kids like to do that, but I really liked it. After high school, I attended Boston University, where I received my Bachelor of Science in Engineering, and I worked for a few years in tech manufacturing.
Wow.
And then while I was doing that, after a year or so, I went back to BU, Boston University, to get my master's in engineering and an MBA. And when I finished the graduate studies, I began to work for Oracle Corporation in Boston in their consulting division. And after doing that for a few years, we decided to relocate to Oracle headquarters in Redwood City. My first job here was in product management, where I worked closely with Oracle's Fortune 50 clients defining future products. So that was always a very exciting time. And after a total of, it was over 11 years, I left Oracle to focus more on my family. And it was during that time that I bought my first investment property. And I just loved it. It just reminded me of how much I loved looking at houses as a kid, and I got really into it. And I'm like, you know what? This is my next career. So yeah, that's sort of my background. I think I take a lot of things from my previous work experience from product management. I definitely honed my listening skills to get at the heart of client needs. From my engineering degrees, I have really strong analytic skills. From my MBA, I've got, very strong general business skills. And I like to sort of use all of that past experience to work with this area is filled with really sophisticated high-tech buyers. And I think that they really appreciate that kind of a business tech background when working with an agent. And I also, maybe the reason I'm not in high tech anymore is that I definitely have softer skills. I really love connecting with people. And so for me, real estate is not transactional, it's relational. I get to know my clients, we become good friends. We get together outside of real estate, and our relationship continues indefinitely, after the purchase or the sale. I mean, my relationship with my clients never ends. And, not just my real estate relationship with them, but my personal relationship with them.
Absolutely.
So it's really great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think you've also answered the question as to why you're into real estate. That's wonderful. I was hoping maybe you can tell us a little bit about the city you're interested in right now for India Parent Magazine. I was wondering if you can tell us a little bit about the city and why should people invest there? What is the best part about your city?
So even before we talk about, the city, Really, I think the higher level is also, why should people invest in real estate? Like, why real estate? I think that's a much bigger high level question.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much, I mean, real estate is one of the only investments out there where a person can um, take advantage. You know, they put in a little bit of money, relatively speaking, 20% of their investment of the total purchase.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting a great interest rate because interest rates are really low.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, as their property appreciates, they're taking advantage of that leveraged investment. So, you know, I like to offer an example. If you take $100,000 and you put it in the stock market, and in a year it goes up 10%,
Mm-hmm.
then after a year, you have $110,000, a 10% return on investment, your $100,000 initial investment, and then your $10,000 of profit. But if you invest $100,000 in real estate as 20% down payment of a $500,000 house, and it goes up 10% a year, which is known to happen in this area, then
Mm-hmm.
after a year, your whole investment, the $500,000 home, has gone up 10%. So
Mm-hmm.
now you have now it's worth $550,000. So you have your $100,000 investment, and now you have $50,000 of profit. And that's your return on investment is 50%, 5 times greater than investing in the stock market. So, you know, just real estate in general is a great investment. It's also the only investment that you actually get to live in and enjoy and personalize and make it your own. And you can add value to it whenever you want to. You can, you know, by renovating it, by updating it. So it's an investment that you have control over how, you know, the level and quality of the investment. It also means that you're not at the mercy of rising rents from landlords, which disrupt your life. There's tax benefits. You get mortgage interest deductions, property tax deductions, and really just the highest level. And again, I know I'm talking more about real estate in general. That according to the U.S. Census in 2019, there was a study that said that the average homeowner has nearly 80 times um, has the net worth that's nearly 80 times that of an average renter. So, you know,
Wow.
homeowners at 80 times. I mean, it's pretty crazy,
Wow.
right?
Yes, absolutely.
So overall, investing in real estate is a good idea. Why San Jose? I mean, San Jose has everything. It's got tech, it's got, you know, culture, it's got a wonderful outdoor lifestyle. You know, San Jose is such a huge area that, you know, you can find what you're looking for. If you want, you know, downtown living, so you just, you know, walk outside and have restaurants and shops, you can do that. If you want super residential, you can find that. If you want charm, old world character, there's a neighborhood for that. You want amazing schools, there are neighborhoods for that. So, you know, I mean, I feel really blessed to have a large portion of my business come from selling in San Jose, because I can find something for everyone. And it's low, you know, it's just, it's got everything. I don't even
Yes,
know.
absolutely.
I mean, so many things. I don't even know how to enumerate the benefits of San Jose and just the larger Bay Area. We are so blessed to be in this area.
Thank you. Actually, your answers are amazing, spoken like an MBA graduate. Um, Extremely interesting. And also, I didn't know so much of the information that you told me, and thank you for that. Lastly, Carol, could you please give a message to our readers, to the young buyers here, or even sellers? What is the message that you want to hear, especially now when things are really crazy in real estate? You know, say a few words, you know, words of wisdom from you.
Sure. I think that the general things are crazy right now. There's a frenzied amount of buying activity. And I think there's a misconception that we are in a bubble, it can't last, it's going to end, I'm going to buy and the bottom's going to drop out. And that is not my experience. What we are experiencing now, it is not based on some fundamental flaw in our financing system. We have years of pent up demand. We have extremely low inventory. Our inventory in March of 2021 was 50% of the inventory in March 2020, pre-pandemic.
Mm.
So, so we are at 50%, like, I mean, we are at really low inventory. We are still at historically low interest rates. And there's fear of rising interest rates, even though they're still historically low.
Mhm.
There's insufficient new construction, and the pandemic has really forced people to reevaluate what they need and want in a property. So, so in my opinion, the real estate market is going to stay strong.
Mhm.
So my first message for buyers is, you know, if you think that you don't want to buy now because the prices, are going to come down, that's not my experience. The other thing that's happening now in the world is, our government is taking on trillions and trillions of dollars of debt. And the only way to combat debt is, either devalue the dollar or inflation.
Mhm.
And that's, raise taxes or, or inflation. So we are going at some point, not right away, but in the next couple of years, we are going to start seeing higher interest rates. We are going to start to see, I believe, significant inflation. Real estate is an amazing hedge against inflation. You buy now, even if you feel like you're overpaying now, you
Mhm.
buy,
Mhm.
you lock in at a really low interest rate. You are guaranteed that interest rate for the next 30 years. It's never going to go up. And unless you refinance, of course. So you've got this really low interest rate. And now, okay, if there's inflation and interest rates go up and houses sell for more and, things get more expensive around you, but your mortgage rate stays the same, you have locked into an amazing hedge against inflation. So even though it seems frenzied and it seems kind of challenging, I really encourage people, take heart, do not let it get you down. And I do think that there's going to be more inventory opening up. We just passed Prop 19 that gives incentives for residents over the age of 55 to move and take their property taxes with them, which means that folks might be willing to downsize now that they can, you know, leave and move to something smaller. That's going to open up inventory. I think the pandemic is, we have vaccines coming and people are feeling more confident about okay, now I can move because it's not unsafe.
Mhm.
So I think that we are going to see more inventory in the spring and summer. It may not be enough to sort of, quench our thirst for inventory, but just don't give up. Don't give up. There is definitely hope on the horizon. And for sellers, if you're thinking about selling, there are lots of buyers out there. So
Mhm.
it is a
Mhm.
great time to buy. It's a great time to sell. And
Absolutely.
sellers there are, the more buyers can find homes. And so it could be a win-win for everybody.
Mhm. Mhm. Extremely informative, Carol. I truly appreciate this today. I think my readers would love what you said. A lot of information there. Thank you so very much for being with us today. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you so much.